Hi, I'm Allie. Join me as I show you how to do these hexagonal crystal earrings. They're nice and simple using some really quick and efficient design. If you need any materials for this, remember always underneath the video in the description, we put the links there back to the website as well as the full listing of the supplies. Gather them up and let's get started. So to begin these hexagonal earrings, you are going to add 1, 2, 3, and 4 of 4mm 11/0 seed beads. You're going to let them drop back to the base of some thread. I'm using green so you can see it a little bit better, but in this case I would use crystal normally with these colors. I'm going back through bead number 1, and I have about 4 feet of thread on my needle, and that's going to create a little right angle unit. After this, I'm going to add 1 of my Tublet beads. I also have here some 3mm Bicones as well as 15 OC beads, and then my 14mm Rivoli. After my Tublet bead, I'm going to go ahead and add another group of those 4 seed beads. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4 of our 11/0 seed beads. Let them drop next to our Tublet bead, and then take your needle and thread through bead number 1 and out before bead number 2. Pull that little unit of 4 down towards your Tublet bead and add another tublet. 1, 2, 3, and 4 of your 11s. And you're going to continue this until you have a total of 6 tublets on and 6 sets of your seed beads. So there's 3 sets of seed beads, 2 of our tublets. I'm going to keep going till I have 6. Do you want to get half-price kits every month? With the monthly kit subscription, you'll get 3 new kits for only $59.99, including free shipping. And you can pause or cancel your subscription at any time. And this month, new subscribers get an additional free kit as a welcome gift. Visit PotomacBeads.com/subscribe or click on the link in the description. As I put my 6th tublet on here, I'm going to take my needle and thread and go back through bead number 1 and through the first tublet. Excuse me. I know my number 1 comment now is going to be bless you. And from here, we're going to go back through the second 11/0 group of 4, and I'm going to climb up to come out bead number 3 of that group of 4. Bead number 3 is actually going to be the peak or the top of that unit. We're going to use 15/0 and 3mm beads for the center of our piece here. So we're going to connect all of these bead number 3s with a 15, a 3, and a 15. Then we're going to go to the next unit of 4 seed beads, and we're going to go through that top bead as well, which is bead number 3 in the unit. That's going to start to cave in towards the center because that's a smaller length than the tublet itself. Going in, then I go through the next one here, and I'm just going to keep going around doing this a total of 6 times. This is going to create the interior of my bezel that my crystal is going to sit inside of. Going around again, we're doing this 6 total times, catching on to that top bead of the unit of 4. And as we get through the end here, or to the end here rather, we're going to connect the first unit of 4 to the last unit of 4 by adding our last crystal. We're going to go through that first bead, and then I want you to take 1 whole trip around this line that you've created. The line that you've created is going to hold in our Rivoli here in the front. So you're going to go through all the 15, 3, 15, catch on to the 11, and go on through the next one. Whenever we have a bezel and you're holding in a crystal stone, you want to make sure that you have enough thread going through and that it's nice and tight because you don't want to lose your stone or have it pop out. Once you go around this full circle another time, getting that nice thicker thread in there, we are going to downgrade and come out of the 11/0 that sits between the tublet beads. So I'm going back through my first one here, coming out through the 11-0 then on the side. And you're going to sew down through the bead along the side of that unit of 4. And I know it's a little hard to see. Nathan hates when I use silver and crystal for the videos because they're hard to do the photos of too. And you're going to go through that 11-0 that sits between our tublet beads. This establishes the front of the piece. We're going to now move on to the back. Our Rivoli is going to sit nice and in the interior of that. And we're going to start to pull our tublet beads towards the back. How we're going to pull our tublet beads towards the back is we are going to add a 15-0 followed by a 15 and 3/11s, followed by another 15 and another 15. Now the reason that I'm saying it like that is because we are going to sew through our next 11-0 seed bead between our tublet beads. And when we sew through the next 11, we're going to make sure that all of these beads go to the back of the tublet, towards the back of the Rivoli. And I'm going to sew up through bead number 1 of the 15. So the last bead that you sew through, I'm going to sew back up through that same 15-0 seed bead. And we're going to share that 15-0 seed bead as we create our next line here. So our next line is 15, and then 1, 2, 3 11s, and then again 2 15s. You're going into the next 11-0 seed bead that sits between the tublet beads. And as you go through there, you're going to make sure those seed beads lay to the back of the design here. Go back up through that last 15 towards the one in front of it, but not through it. And that creates basically that 15 hanging out right there in the middle. Again, another 15, followed by 1, 2, and 3 of your 11s. Got to pour out a couple more of my 15s. 2 15s, 1 and 2, and through the next 11-0 seed bead. Again, as you come up through the next 11-0 seed bead, you're going to make sure that all those beads stay to the back. You're going to go back up through bead number 1, or the last bead really. And you're going to continue this the whole way around. As you get back to the start, your 15s, your last 15 is already going to be in place. And we're going to link it to that last 15. So keep going around, kind of pushing that Rivoli in, back up through that last 15 that you just added. Oop. My Rivoli jumped out, I'll put it back in there. And again, just making sure all those seed beads hang out towards the back. Stick your Rivoli back in, you can kind of turn it like that. And now I'm going to put in my last 2 loops of seed beads. Now connect here in the back. I have 1 15 on. I do my 1, 2, and 3 11s. And then my second 15 is already there, so I only need 1 15. And I'm going back into the very first 15 that we put on through that 15. And when I come to the 11-0 to kind of capture it in place, I'm making sure I'm going from the right over towards the left and balancing that out. Going back then, back up through that 15. And now just like we did in the front where we kind of went back through everything, we're going to do the same thing along the back. Except we are going to skip the 15s that connect in the middle. So we're just going through 15 11s, the 3 11s and the 15 after. And then we're skipping over right to the next line of 11, 3 11s with a 15 on either side. And you're just going to take your thread and needle through basically those 5 beads, connecting to the next 5 beads the whole way around, doing a nice tight pull to get that tighter and in place. Go the whole way around here then, tightening that up till you have that nice and solid line along the back. After you go through that whole row on the interior, making sure that your Rivoli stays in place, you are going to come down through one of those center 15s again. It could be a little tight. If it's too tight, just hop right out to the 11-0 seed bead. And you're going to go through your first tublet bead right after the 11 that you come out of, wherever you come out. And we are going to add some seed beads to connect to the outer edge. 1, 2, and 3 15s. So right into the next one of your tublet beads. 1, 2, and 3 15s into the next tublet beads. So 3 beads go on the whole way in between all of your tublet beads to kind of finish out this whole Rivoli process. And it's really hard as I get it to try to focus here on it. Really hard to focus on all that sparkle and bling, but it is absolutely gorgeous. Last task is adding our wire guard along the top and then connecting it to our ear wire here. And to do so, we are going to add a 4mm bead. I'm coming out through the top or through the second of those 3 15-0s. And I'm going to go through the wire guard, come back down through the wire guard on the opposite side here, go back down through the 3mm Tanzanite bead. And I did pinch the wire guard closed a little bit, so that way it's more teardrop shaped rather than open. I'm going to go into the opposite side of the 15 that my thread is currently coming out of and sew through that to put the 3mm right at the top of the piece. I'm going to go back up through, reinforce one more time, come on down, and then just flip over towards the back and sew back through my tublet beads till I get my 2 thread ends together. And then all we're going to do is once we get those thread ends together, we tie them in a knot, burn them down, and you barely even see them to complete your earrings. You'll then take your ear wire, open it up by pulling to the side, put your piece onto it, close that up, and your hexagonal earrings are all finished. Thanks so much for watching these hexagonal crystal earrings. They're really fun and simple to do, and they would look great also as a ring that you could pop this on a ring. You could do it as a pendant, link them together as bracelets, or just simply make the really, really fun, cute pair of earrings. As always, make sure to share your photos of your creations of the hexagonal crystal earrings in our Facebook group for beading and jewelry making. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss anything from us here at Potomac Beads. Thanks so much, Potomac Beaders, and stay tuned for more inspirational designs.